everybody. How are you? This is Lana, Real Estate Diva, and I work with Exit Strategy Realty.
And I'm Victoria Garay. Welcome to our show.
We are licensed real estate agents, and we want to welcome you guys to Spilling the Tea on Real Estate. But guess what? As you can tell, we are not in our regular location today.
Yes, so we had to get a quick little escape from the city. We just got away to work on our plans for 2022.
Right. Can you guys believe it's already time to plan for 2022?
I can. It seems like this year went by so fast, but it is exciting to be in this planning stage and hopefully be able to incorporate some things that we did pre-COVID. So like just some things that we're used to being able to do and get out. So we're excited.
Yes, guys, like one of them, we're at the spa, okay? But we're working too. Everyone thinks that we're just here vacationing. If I get another call, text, inbox message about you guys are on vacation and we don't want to bother you, no, we are planning to have big things for you guys in 2022. And the goal in real estate, I think, and in life, is building and growing so our business is better than it was before. And the only way we can do that is to focus. So we are here focusing, but we're going to have a little spa time on the side.
Yes, that's what everyone keeps saying. Like, oh, you're getting relaxed. I don't want to bother you. I'm like, we're working, but it is nice. We're having some little downtime here and there. So it is still a good experience, but we are working. Like we're here working. And I'll let you in on a little something that we might have in the works. Some of you may have been to our vision board party that was a great success. And it looks like it may be on the books again coming soon.
Well, since you let that out the bag, you guys, I know I like surprises. I'm usually the one who lets them go. But this time, Victoria told you last time we had it at Wild Blossom. If any of you watching were there, it was a huge success. So many of you guys came out, more than we ever imagined were there.
Yes.
So if it's something that you guys either attended before, write down below and let us know if you liked it and what exciting. I'll tell you, someone that's not watching with us today that usually is always here, she actually was in the middle of about to close. The deal was crashing. I don't know if you remember, Victoria, that they were about to cancel the deal. We had been going with them strong. And she put on her vision board that she wanted that house, and voila. After that, we closed maybe about a week or two after. So, guys, a lot happens in those. But if you weren't there and you're interested in vision boarding, let us know, and we might be able to find a location and have another one of those. And I think it might be happening in January, so stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of great things coming up. And we do have a guest on the show today. So thanks to our supporter, James Hampton, Senior Home Lending Advisor. So thanks to him, we're able to even be here and still create the show for you.
Yes.
And I am excited about our guest today. So he is, I think Lana's really going to like him because he's going to be able to assist her with some things I've heard her talking about recently. So I know you're talking about refreshing your second bedroom.
Yes.
I think this is the person you need to speak with.
I was vision boarding about it and realized it's a mess, and I need some status quo in that room.
Yes. So Brock Williams from Modern Impact Design will be here to give us some tips. So either if you just need some tips to stage at home yourself, but he'll also share some of his business ideas and what he has to offer. And it's really cool because he has different levels of service that he offers just depending on your needs, and he can customize that for you. So stay tuned, and you don't want to miss the before and after pictures that we're going to show you.
Oh my God, live here with us. You guys are going to see one of his projects, and it's going to be the before and afters, and we've been at it, and we've seen it in real life. So we can tell y'all it's the real deal. We're so glad to have Brock here, and this is exciting, guys. We have like people that you would not know about but are right here in our community, and actually you can touch and you can feel and you could call and come to your house, not on the internet. Everything is not done over the internet. You need a real person for this to come and feel your space. Believe me, that was one of my 200 degrees that I have, and I haven't done that one in a long time, but it's much better if you feel the space. So you can call and have him there because our CEO of Exit hired him, and that's what you guys are going to be seeing. You're getting a sneak peek into the Nick Liebert, the one and only's house. And he is so beautiful. I've been there, I'm telling you, and you guys got to watch, so you'll see it coming soon.
Yes, so it's in the popular neighborhood of Lakeview, which most of us have heard about or been to because there's so much going on there. Of course, home to the Cubs, so that's why a lot of people, even if they're not from the city, that's one of the draws there.
About Lakeview.
Yes.
Another interesting fact is, guys, I didn't know this. Lakeview is the 14th most walkable area in Chicago. I don't know. I didn't know that. Like, I would have maybe made it like 5 or 6. Like, I'm trying to think what might be better than that. And then Victoria was like, dummy, the loop. Okay.
Not dummy.
So I guess that's probably number 1. I don't know. But I want to find this walkable list so I can figure it out because I'm trying to figure out how Lakeview is number 14. Like, what came before that? Because I know where I live is not that walkable. So, anyway, the area is also really huge. Like, just the Lakeview area, it encompasses 94,000 residents. That's a lot of dang people.
Yes. So I know sometimes it can be a little congested when I'm there, especially if there's an event going on. When you think about that many people, like, I really, really didn't think it was that many residents in the area. But then you do have the people who are coming in and out of the area to visit or, to shop, to eat. So it's always bustling, it seems.
Yes, so I'm going to give a little plug to Lakeview. I should get paid for this, but they have some of the best Christmas, Thanksgiving, holiday drink events, just in case y'all are looking for them. They're really awesome. I just saw one on Eventbrite, I believe, that was like the Jingle Holiday something elf workshop, and you get food and you get drink, and it's all decorated and cute. You got lots of photo ops. If you guys want a photo op of me in my robe going to the spot. So it's a great area, but enough about that. We want to see this video that we have that shows you guys this great location that Brock transformed into what you see now.
Here are some before pictures.
Which I walked up those stairs make me a little nervous.
I go so slow.
I don't think it was in the plan.
Office space.
Yeah, this room is really cool here, but when you guys see it later, it's even cooler.
Mm-hmm. So here's
the after.
The exciting part.
So if you guys notice, there was that wall in the living room when you guys see it later. It used to be painted white. And they stripped all of that paint off. You can kind of see it in this picture. And that made huge differences.
That bathroom.
That bathroom was good. I went a few times because it was exciting. Oh my God. You guys see this? This took like 10 grown men or 15 or 100 and had to break through a whole wall. And they had to go in through a ceiling or something. And I don't know. And he almost pulled the ceiling down to have that chandelier. I was buying a chandelier at the same time. And I thought my chandelier was hot. And then Nick surpassed me by like a million as he does.
Yes. Every time I see his place, I like it more and more. He's always been updating it, but this was like a major transformation and it was done so well.
Yes, and so we are so glad to have Brock here. And again, I want to make sure we mention that James was not on with us last week. I know you guys, we talked about, or last show, I'm sorry, not last week. We talked about he had a family emergency and our heart went out to him. And he will be back to talk about some great programs that he has to help the community on our next show. But he helped us get this, he supported us in getting this today and having Brock here with us. Live.
Yeah, so it's finally time to welcome our guests. So we're going to welcome Brock of Modern Impact Design. Hi, Brock.
Hey.
Hi. So thank you so much for joining us. So we're going to jump right in with some questions that we already have. And then viewers, if you think of any questions for him, please just put them in the comments and we'll try to get to them today. We'll make sure we have his information going across the screen and tag him so that you have ways to contact him directly. But if you miss any of that, you can always contact us and we will make sure to put you in touch with Brock.
Okay, viewers, I'm challenging you. Get some questions for Brock. We got him here in real life. So
right. This is your time.
This is your time to shine.
So we'll ask a question for the viewers because this is a general one I think most people will want to know. So what are some quick starter tips for someone who's trying to stage their home, or maybe some do's and don'ts of what people may think is a good starter tip that you're like, please stop telling people to do that?
So what I would say is I have like a top 10 that I always recommend. So I'll kind of like run you through that list and kind of expand on that where I need it. So it's kind of like I kind of like walk people through the home. So kind of like as someone that experiences it. So that's kind of how you want to do it as you start to think about how someone's going to experience your home for the first time. So the very first thing is going to be your curb appeal. So whether that's going to be your condo building or your single family home, you know, make sure that everything's looking really nice, you know, inviting patio furniture if you have that, front lawn, it's all like nice and trimmed and everything looks great. That curb appeal is everything. So, you know, making sure that you can have your courtyard looking nice, whether that's going to be you getting out a rake or making sure that like they're going to show the house on nice maintenance days.
Right. You want to be the ugly house on the block.
Right, exactly. So you want to make sure that like the very first thing that they see when they roll up is like, oh, this is going to be great. So they're excited before they even walk into your house. It's going to be great. The first thing that they should notice is that it is clean. This seems like a very obvious one, but I always highly recommend some like a professional cleaning service to come in, especially if you're going to do like staging photos and something like that. Like it's not possible to keep it clean on an everyday basis. You do still live in your home, I would imagine, for most people, but try to make sure that that is spotless because this is going to be their dream home, right? They're going to walk in, they want you to, this is my dream. This is where I want to live. So make it clean.
You're a little busy. There's always Mary Maid or somebody, right?
Exactly. There's so many cleaning services these days. There's so many great people that do it. I'm sure you or a friend has someone that cleans their house that they can recommend. So there's so many great people out there that do that for you.
Yes.
The next one is like clear the clutter. Like you got to make sure that everyone, it's always nice to be able to, you know, be in your home and have all of your things there, but those things represent you. So you kind of want to minimize those things so that other people can imagine themselves in their space, in their new space.
Right.
So that's always another recommendation. So along with that, kind of minimize your style. That might kind of bleed into like painting your house. Mine is some really bright, bold colors. So when I go to sell my house, we're probably gonna erase that because it's very me. It's very my style. But it makes it really hard for people to imagine themselves in that space. So always for like staging, at least, I always recommend, you know, some pretty neutral colors, nothing too crazy. Lime greens, anything like that, please get rid of that.
Also, my razzle dazzle berry pink bedroom is not going to be good.
I think that's probably not it.
Okay. I got
Maybe not for everyone, but for you, see, that's the two different styles of my life, right? So I get, you know, things where I'm like, okay, here's where I would recommend if you're going to do this, but if we're going to work with you, if it's razzle dazzle, then that's you. We're going to work with that. So that's kind of the difference when you go to stage it versus when you're going to live in it. And then other simple fun things, which you might have noticed in the video that you just watched about Nick's place, as I kind of staged it to take my photos, was that I set the table to kind of like invite people in, make people feel like it was, you know, an event. They can see themselves hosting Thanksgiving or family dinners there. You know, a nice tablescape is always inviting. So you want to kind of, again, kind of get people imagining themselves in that space before they even live there. And then another fun thing that I did with Nick's as well was kind of using some awkward spaces. So like he has that stairwell that walks up to the second floor, which I ended up kind of swinging and putting the bar underneath the stairs. So that it's kind of like utilized space that wouldn't normally be there, or kind of like dead space. You can use it for all kinds of things, you know, like if you have a dog, you can turn it into like a little doggy playhouse, or, you know, any kind of storage. So there's so many things that you can do with all these kind of like weird, awkward spaces. And then I highly recommend using any kind of outdoor space that you do have, whether that be, your backyard, like Nick's upper deck patio, always
Mhm.
making sure that people can lounge outside, especially, when we had COVID, those spaces were prime to everyone. So I think a lot of people focused on that as well. So that's from inside to outside.
Yeah.
Okay, those are great tips. I'm over here like taking notes of
Yeah.
like
I'm like, man, I think I might need to rewatch this, and you guys should rewatch it too, because I'm gonna need some of those tips one day. But also, if I know your company has a lot of services, so ranging from like room refresh, right,
Mhm.
to full house design. So could you give us like a brief summary of what the different types of services you provide?
Yeah, so I can come and do anything from like a 1 hour consult, even at this point, which is something new that I've added. I found that some people kind of still want to do it on their own, but they still just need some professional advice, or they would like some professional advice to kind of know that they're headed in the right direction. So I've actually added that service as well. So an hourly consultation.
That's what I'm putting on my vision board for sure. Okay.
There
Check.
we go. Yeah, it's great because like some people are like, all right, I kind of know what my style is, but I just want to make sure that this is going to be great.
Mhm.
Um, so I've done that as a added bonus service, I guess, which has been pretty popular. And then it kind of ranges up from there. So you can do a room by room design. The rooms you want to focus on. You can hire me for one of those, and that's what your primary focus is going to be. And then you can kind of add some of those consult services as needed. And then all the way up to like a full home refresh or home remodel, which is basically what Nick did. His was like a light remodel, right? We didn't actually like build any walls or tear down any walls. We did a lot with the ceiling, as you could see. So there were definitely contractors involved, but I can go all the way the full spectrum. I've actually helped people flip their houses as well. A couple friends bought a place, and then they actually hired me in to help them rearrange the layout of the space so that they could utilize it better and then resell it, which worked out really well for them. So lots of range of services that I can offer.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, because I think some people will either be intimidated thinking, oh, I don't have that much to do, so I don't want to waste someone's time or I can't hire someone. Or
Mhm.
people don't realize that they have such a large project that they can bring someone like you in to help them direct that. So we want to make it clear that there's so much that you do and that, just any size of project that they can do a consult to figure it out and see how you can help them. So that's great even
Yeah,
for
of
us to
course.
know, like, oh, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Right?
So we did notice that Nick uses a lot of dark colors. Um,
Hmm.
so right. So we're not professionals like you, but we just hear stuff all the time about how dark colors will close a room or make it smaller. So we were just curious, like, how did you successfully use the colors for Nick? And it was
Hmm.
it something special about that space, or is that just not a thing? Like, is it just the dark colors not really closing a room, or is it just how you do it? Like, how did you pull that off?
Yeah, so it's kind of a multi-layered situation there. So for Nick's, we kind of had this amazing giant entryway, large two-story space for his living room. So that was kind of like your grand entrance, right? And
Mhm.
then kind of the concept behind the rest of the house is that as you walk into the smaller spaces, they become a little bit more intimate, more cozy. And so the way I was able to do that was kind of those dark but also warm colors. So while they are dark, they are warm. So it gives you that nice, like cozy feeling. Now, what happens is obviously the room does become darker, but that's all counterbalanced with the right amount of lighting. So if you can light the space correctly and doesn't feel like you have too many dark corners and spots where you just can't really see anything, then that kind of combats that issue. So as long as it's well lit, you can use a darker color, especially when you have larger spaces as well, and there's a lot of natural light coming in. A dark color is not going to make that space feel smaller. It's just going to make it feel cozy.
Yeah, I remember going in the bathroom, the smaller bathroom. It's very dark and dark wallpaper. Loved it. Didn't want to leave the bathroom. I guess probably people want to go in the bathroom, but I think that now people wallpaper was like a thing, and then it wasn't a thing, and it became
Right.
a thing. It wasn't a thing, and then I put it in my. I had a boutique. I added it to that, and now I love it, and I put it into a smaller office space I have also. So I think people should not be afraid of bold colors, wallpaper, things that we didn't know about, right? And like that people would say your mom did it, but now it's a thing, I think.
Oh yeah. I mean, just like fashion, things recycle, but in a more modern, updated way, right? Like wallpaper isn't wallpaper. It's not all created equally, not only in quality, but also in the design and style. So you're not going to use your mom's wallpaper. It's still going to be wallpaper, but that's why you hire someone like me for my professional opinion and to kind of bring it in. And if you have this crazy idea, I can help you work through that and decide whether or not you should wallpaper your whole space. Where I kind of did in Nick's one room where I used actually a giant mural wallpaper. And then in his downstairs one, I wallpapered the whole room, but used more of a step and repeat type of wallpaper. So smaller spaces call for smaller scale. So that's what you also want to get right when you're thinking about things like wallpaper.
This has been so great. We could go on for 2 hours, but they only let us be on here for like 30 minutes. So thank you so much for being here. It was so informative. I look forward to refreshing. I might call for that consultation. And then viewers, if you have questions, you can always ask below still. We know how to get a hold of Brock, but Brock's information is going to be below and is here also at the bottom of the screen. So you all can contact him for services. Is there any last tip you want to give us or anything you need to send us off with?
Don't be afraid to hire help.
That's great. Very good.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Brock. We'll be with you soon, I'm sure, because now we have our little wheels turning. Right. But so thank you. And then if people do contact us, we'll definitely send them your way with any questions that they have. So thank you for spending time with us today.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Bye.
That was great, guys. And since we are running like kind of long today, because that was just so interesting, we're going to jump right into tea. Okay. We don't have our teacups today because we are going to have tea in a moment in our robes and our nice breakfast. I wish in the room, but they don't have it. Long story. Anyway, so we just wanted to talk about this sad story, right?
Yes. Now we have to get focused and get to a more serious and sad story. It's just important that we share it, because you're hearing about so many scams, and scams are getting a lot more sophisticated and affecting a lot more of us these days. So we definitely want to bring it to your attention, because it's just unfortunate that so many of us can easily fall victim to scams.
And when I started in real estate, I remember having a place and I got a call from like someone through Zillow that thought that they were going to be moving into my place that was listed for sale. But now the number of calls that we're all getting as agents has really increased. Mm-hmm. And I know Victoria told me it's some ungodly number, like 1 in 10 rentals. Is that right? 1 in 10 rentals.
I think in Detroit.
Mm-hmm. Are scams. 1 in 10, y'all. Okay. So we need to talk about this because there's a woman in the Detroit area. But it can happen in Chicago too, and it may have. It just hasn't hit the news, and it probably has, or I missed the article. But she was 65 years old. She was doing a rent-to-own program, which you all can ask me on another day. I am not a proponent of the rent-to-own. People think it's an easy way out of not just getting yourself together. Just get yourself together and be ready to buy. Don't do that. Somebody always is going to lose, whether it's the buyer or the seller. Anyway, you got me on that. She was going to buy this home for $15,000. Supposedly, there's a lot of lower priced homes in Detroit, and that's why they're able to get around all of these issues, because people are buying in cash and you're skirting the title company who will save you. And so she made this deal with the owners, but they were not the owners. Okay. And she was paying per month, and these people were picking the money up from her every month. When she asked for her deed, he was like, yeah, I'll meet you. And then he jetted out. And now he's in Mexico with her money and probably a million other people's money. She was living in this house for over a year, I believe. maybe longer.
Maybe longer.
I think maybe longer because she paid the money off and was ready for her deed. And it's actually owned by a completely different person who didn't check on their vacant property, which wasn't really vacant. And not only, she put in all of this stuff, right? Like furnaces and replaced the windows, the doors. She paid off debt. I think Victoria told me like she paid the water bill, the electric bill.
Yeah,
right?
so she contacted them to ask them about, like, she couldn't get the utilities on in her name. And this owner, who wasn't the owner, let her know that she had to pay off the previous debts. So she was living like by candlelight for a while and using bottled water until she could save up the money to pay off the previous utilities. And then she was able to put them in her name. And then, like Lana said, she had to get money to just get the place in a livable condition, in addition to her paying the rent every month to pay the place off. So she put a lot of time and energy and money into this. She's an older woman on a fixed income, and she was just very excited about having a place to call her own, to be able to make it and have a place to own.
And now she's finding herself, rather than getting the deed, she's getting eviction papers. Like, she also said there needs to be something put in place to save people from this type of situation. But guys, this is not something that people are prosecuting. I mean, it's like they're saying you should be reading these documents. You shouldn't be doing things that are not smart. Like if you don't have keys and you don't have a lease, well, you might get a lease. But if you haven't seen the inside and someone's telling you, meet me here and send me money, it's probably not a good idea. And the way that things are going, especially in the city of Chicago, people are not really fighting for you if you do not do smart research, right? If you guys ever have a question on, I think it's a little shaky, or does this sound right? You can always call an agent to help you figure that out, because I think 9 times out of 10, if it feels bad, it's probably bad.
Right. And I know a lot of times it happens because when people are buying at on a budget, or, at these lower levels, I think it was $15,000 for the home. So if you're looking at that level, you may not have the money to, hire a professional, but you please look into services or contact a professional, see if they will assist you, if they can direct you to someone who can read over the documents for you, because she doesn't know what the documents should look like. She doesn't know the red flags to see. So when they went through the documents and realized that, the company name was not a company that actually existed, she didn't know to go and do that type of research, or that, there were certain things that should have been included that weren't. So yeah, please seek out services. Contact us, contact people like us. Even if it's not something that person handles, ask them if they can point you in the right direction, because we have to help each other. This is a lot of money that can really impact a family, for generations to come, because that was a home that she could have had to leave to her family. Mm-hmm.
Her savings is gone.
Yes.
So, guys, I hate to go into the weekend on that note. We want to go on a better note. The sun is shining where we are. I hope it's shining where you are. We don't have too much snow. Thank God for that. We had a little flurry yesterday. We thought we were going to have a snow day. I just want y'all to be smart. If the rent is low and I'm telling you, too good to be true. It is too good to be true. There is no low rents in the city of Chicago right now, okay? And I don't know about Detroit, but there's really no low rent here, even in whatever area you're looking at, okay? And so make sure that you are doing things smart. And we want to make sure that you guys know that we're here to help you if you need some help. And we want you to have a great weekend and be smart. And the show has to come to an end. I'm sorry. But be safe, be great, and be well. We'll see y'all.
Bye. See you next time.
Wait. Victoria, where is everyone going? Is everyone leaving?
Yes, Lana. The show's over.
But wait, I have more to say. Is my mic still on? Can they hear me? What if they have more questions?
Well, they can always contact us.
How? How will they reach us after this show?
If you have any questions, our contact information is on the screen. Otherwise, we'll see you again in a couple weeks.